I lost control and it backfired at me. I couldn't just switch my mind about what to eat, develop this fear relationship about food. I decided to try this very restrictive diet. I ended up completely messed up my hormones, my digestion, went too deep into it. Problems like binge eating cycles, constipation, low thyroid, the worst period of my life, a place I don't want to go back to. This was a journey that took 4 years, bouncing around from attempt to attempt, trying as best as I could to find solutions, find what caused the problem, going desperately in this idea that I need to go back to where I was before. I could not accept myself. I was packing up weight for the first time in my life. I thought that would never be possible, and now all of a sudden I'm bloated. My friends are starting to tell me, hey bro, you look a bit fatter. This just triggered a whole cascade of frustration and depression that got me into this tough journey of binge eating out of control, restrict myself as much as I could because I felt bad about it, not being able to engage in social events because I would be afraid to lose the control. I found myself giving up. I had to accept that I would never go back to what I was before, which was very, very tough for me. This acceptance, dropping this idea that I needed to find the cause and the problem, allowed me to settle and just adopt the posture of, well, since I'm not going to be able to be as good as I was, at least let me try to improve a bit. I start taking nutrition in a very, very simplistic way, eating from a bowl every day, picking up some ideas that I thought they would be helpful for me. I needed to improve my digestion, so I started introducing a lot of fermented foods. I dropped the carbs and I increased the protein because I was struggling with some insulin resistance. I was doing some type of intermittent fasting, mostly because if I did not eat at the first part of the day, it would me feel that I had a little bit more control, that I would be more away from those binge eating cycles that for me was just the worst experience. This kind of shift marks the first steps, the first stages of my framework. Life in a bowl was something that was prioritizing simplicity over time, and as I was doing and I was sticking to these simple steps, not expecting much, not having great hopes, my body started to slowly shift into a good place. I started to lose a bit of weight. The binge eating was a little bit more controlled, and eventually at 32 years old, I ended up not being as I was, but even better. I reached the best shape of my life, super shredded, feeling great about food. That was the biggest relief, feeling that it's possible, at least, right? It's possible to reverse a little bit these things when I thought it wasn't, and that's a terrible feeling, believe me. I was so happy. I thought I discovered gold, and this is it, this is the solution. Maybe got a bit too excited. I was very happy with what I was achieving, but I was still trapped. I could achieve a lot of success with this method that I was following that would put me on a shredded position. But then, if life pressure acted, if I had to step out from that method, either to engage in a social dinner or whatever, or try anything new, I would very quickly lose control again, very quickly go back to these binging cycles that would again develop this fear about a certain way to eat. I was almost there, but not quite. That was very clear because I could be very shredded, but then go back to, packing a bit of weight and then go shredded. So the hopes were there, but I'm still not where I want to be. I'm still trapped. There's still a lot of work to do. So from there, guys, until now where I am, the biggest change was to understand that the method was never the problem, the diet was never the problem, but my body changes over time as your body changes over time, and food and the diet and whatever method you do, it's there not to dictate the outcomes of it, but to support it. Now I look at food as something that will support me or not regarding my body state, regarding the stress that I'm going through, regarding the workload that I have, the training load, if I'm sleeping good or not. Our body shifts and changes, and with it, it also asks different things. My method didn't change, the steps I follow, they didn't change, but this time it's a lot more adaptable. I'm not afraid of any specific food anymore. So I went from a very low carb regimen to now a very high carb regimen, and feeling that I can still achieve these body composition goals that I want. Because again, if food supports your body, then your body naturally goes into the right direction. And that's exactly big learning over these recent times. And gladly for me, looking at what I created before, I don't have to throw it away. I just have to adjust a few pieces. So whether diet you choose, make sure it's open and it's adaptable, because life is going to change. You are going to change, and it's okay. We just need to be prepared for it. You guys are currently in a similar place, you're feeling lost and you don't know where to start, just put it out my Life in a Bowl roadmap, set of steps that can help you build your own nutritional regimen. It's a free download. The link is in the description, guys. It's not the ultimate answer for all your problems, but it's going to be a beautiful help to give you a starting point, to give you something to hang on. Because when I was back there, I searched for so much help and nobody was ready to help me. So I had to figure it out by myself. And I guess there's a point in which we all have to do the same thing, but we can at least use few steps that can help you develop a direction, and then you adjust, right? You adjust accordingly to your body, your lifestyle, but it's good for us to have a little map that can helps us with the direction. That's what the Life in a Bowl roadmap is. Free download, link on the description. I hope it helps. I would love to hear from you. What's your journey? Are you struggling with some of these issues? It's tough. Sometimes you can feel a bit overwhelming, and if you were like me, you might feel a bit helpless. But again, at least let me give you a little help because I've been through something similar, and that's it, guys. Okay, see you on the next one.